That's crazy. Hey, Reggie, you know, this is like a dream come true, man. I'm telling you. This is not even a dream, as I said earlier. Never in my dreams that I could imagine that 6 guys or 5 guys, 6 guys here can be together. Never.
I want to know what your thoughts were when you were down on the canvas for the first time in a long time.
But I was up quick.
What did you say to him after that fight?
Told him, I said, brother, I kick your ass.
You crazy?
Yes,
You crazy?
By this time, I won the gold medal. I thought I could become champion if Joe Frazier would have an accident or something.
He did.
I
He did. He ran into him.
I could have been Joe Frazier. I could have been Marciano. I could have been Joe Lewis. Only one I would have problems with is
just
Jack
like
Johnson.
The Ali fights, what did they do for you as a fighter?
They made me money.
You two never fought.
No. Thank God.
But it's strange because I do believe that Larry Holmes, for the time being, I think in the future, he's going to get his just dues. This guy was by far one of the greatest boxers of all time.
He could do what I do?
Oh, he could
I
move.
couldn't do the shuffle.
He could really move.
So are you saying that you think that Larry Holmes was a better fighter than Muhammad Ali?
I think that Muhammad Ali would do other things than fight.
Ali
He was a master.
It's great to have the name on my record, but everyone knows Larry Holmes was a legendary fighter, and if he was at his best, I couldn't stand a chance. He's a great fighter.
My father left home at my early age, and it was just my mother. My mother worked, she scuffled, she took every nickel and dime she could to clothe all of us. And remember, it was like 12 of us, 11 of us in the family. And we welfare, surplus, Salvation Armies, and handouts and whatever you want, or hand-me-downs. And that's the way we lived. And so I had something to fight for.
I started my boxing career in an anti-poverty program called the Job Corps. I entered the Job Corps to get a high school education because I was a dropout at 16. Lyndon Johnson started this program for underprivileged kids. I went in actually to get another chance to play football, but it just so happened I found boxing.
I went to college. I got tired of going to college, so I went home. My dad said, if you stay, you pay rent. So the next day I joined the Marine Corps. And as a result, I played football in the Marine Corps for 1 season. And then they started taking people off the team, and they started sending them to Vietnam. So I looked around, the only thing that was left was boxing. And if you became good enough, you became more or less propaganda for the Marine Corps, and they wouldn't send you.
I think boxing is the most outstanding game sports-wise in the world. And I mean, kings and queens and rich and poor and the robbers and everybody else is in the boxing. And boxing has made a living to make money for everybody. So I had nothing bad to say about boxing but love it.
Just imagine, I had 112 amateur fights, all those pro fights on. Look at me. Look at my nose, perfect shape, lips, face. Now, I'm not boasting. It's hard to be humble when you're criticized. In 1954, the Columbia Gym, they call it, somebody stole my bike. There was a police officer downstairs named Joe Martin. He was training boxers and told me to learn to fight, so if I find the boy stole my bike, I could beat him up. I had medals, belts, titles, but no money, so I turned pro. 1961, $3,000. And my mother paid off some bills. I kept a couple hundred. I liked that, and I kept fighting. And went down to Florida with Angela Dundee and started from there.
Oh, 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 let my people go. Get them out of the park!
And if this nigger thinks he can stir the niggers up, I'll go also inform him that the white men can be stirred up to defend what is rightfully theirs.
I'm only bold and cocky before and after fight.
Let me see you close your mouth and just keep it closed.
Well, you know that's impossible.
No, keep it closed.
You know that's impossible. I'm the greatest. And I'm knocking out all bums. And if you get too small, I'll knock you out.
Now close your mouth, but just let me see you keep it closed for 10 seconds.
Well, that's impossible. You know that's impossible.
Henry Cooper's nothing to me. If this bum go over 5 rounds, I won't return to the United States for 30 days. That's final.
Okay, since you're not worried about this guy Cooper, how about when you get through with him? What are your plans after that?
Well, you're right. I'm not even worried about this big bum. Cooper will only be a warm-up until I get to that big, ugly bear, Sonny Liston. Right, bodyguard?
Right, right.
London, England, I jumped out the airplane. Picture, cameramen, everywhere I go. You can look in the gym today. The TV, the cameramen, everybody follows me. I'm so great. The 5th round came. Yeah, hit him. Yeah, I said, come on, sucker. Yeah.
Oh, there's a vicious cut over Cooper's eye. The referee's looking at it. He has to stop the fight.
Man said, break it up. I said, there he is. There he is. And walked on out of the joint.
Clay wins by TKO.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cassius Marcellus Clay. He's young. He's handsome.
They know it.
He's a poet, a prophet, and many people believe he'll be the next heavyweight champion of the world. I saw Sonny Liston a few days ago, Cassius.
Ain't he ugly? He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
Well, he told me to bet my life that you wouldn't go 3 rounds.
Well, if you want to lose your money, then bet on Sonny.
Oh, may I ask you
because
this?
I'll never lose a fight. It's impossible. Tell him. It's impossible.
Never lost a fight in your life.
Ask any of my fans when was the last time they lost. I'm too fast.
Champion from
I'm
the crib.
king.
King
Born
of the
the champ.
Born the champ from the crib. Ah!
Clay comes out to meet Liston, and Liston starts to retreat. If Liston goes back in his father, he'll end up in the ringside seat.
Tony Liston has never before faced this type of opponent. Liston's timing is upset by the young challenger's hit-and-run
Clay
tactics.
swings with his left. Clay swings with his right. Look at young Cassius carry the fight.
Pandemonium has broken loose. Tony Liston has not come out from round 7.
Yes, the crowd did not dream when they put down their money that they would see a total eclipse of the sun.
I am the king of the world.
Hold it.
I'm pretty.
Hold it, you're not that pretty.
I'm a bad man.
Wrestling out
So
here.
great, I don't have a mark on my face.
Yeah.
And I upset Sonny Liston, and I just turned 22 years old. I must be the greatest. I told the world, I talk to God every day. If God's with me, can't nobody be against me, Sonny. I shook up the world.
I was more of like a show shooter, a sharpshooter, a marksman. Everything that I went at that particular time, I made sure that it was on target.
Morning comes sunrise, shine upon my face. Here comes another day. Gotta move along.
I was the only guy in '64 who won a gold medal.
Second Liston fight, it was luck. It was luck, they said.
In the black trunks.
Clay came and beat Liston. So they came to lose the man. I said, I've invented the anchor punch. And it's so fast, slow motion cameras can't detect the speed.
A short, choosing right to the jaw, and Liston goes down. The champion refuses to go to a neutral corner, and referee Joe Walcott tries to push Clay away. Liston still hasn't heard a number and doesn't have the slightest idea what the count is.
I don't want to mess with your trainer. I just want you to know that from now on, you are the rabbit.
Floyd Patterson, the hare, the rabbit. George Chevalier, the washerwoman. And during the times we fought, I gave my opponents names. And I said, after I retired, there'll never be another one. There haven't been nobody since me. I am the greatest. I'm pretty. Tall, giant, full of fun. He's cocky. So ringside, I heard people say, knock the nigga out. Hit the nigga. These certain rednecks in the crowd. And black people themselves, they were humble, they didn't vote. So when me, I am the greatest. I say things they want to say, but they're frightened. They want to say what I say. They want to talk back to the white master. They want to reject Vietnam. They want to be cocky. They want to be fearless. So they love me because they saw that in me. And this is what made me so popular. I never liked the word killing thing because my intention was to win, but never to kill, even when I knocked the man out. I was happy to see him come back to. And it's not the action that makes the thing right or wrong, but the purpose behind the action. My purpose is not to kill, just to win, look good, beat the guy. And only Allah, God knows my intention.
Are you taking Zora Foley too lightly?
Why would you say that?
Because every indication has been that you're confident that you can beat Zora.
I'm confident I can whoop all of them. This ain't nothing new. My image has been confident. What you trying to make it look like something new for? I'm always confident I can whoop all of them.
You're being extremely truculent.
Whatever truculent mean, if that's good, I'm that.
It feels like
The question has been asked, what happens to a registrant who refuses to take the step forward at the induction ceremony?
We believe in obeying the laws of the land. We are taught to obey the laws of the land as long as it don't conflict with our religious beliefs.
Then he is returned to the ceremony room, given another opportunity to take the step forward which constitutes induction into the armed forces.
Whatever the punishment, whatever the persecution is for standing up for my religious beliefs, even if it means facing machine gun fire that day, I will face it before denouncing Elijah Muhammad and the religion of Islam. I'm ready to die.
You were very, largely responsible for the black community rallying after the death of Martin Luther King to be a proud race. How do you feel about that comment, Kenny?
Give up boxing for a while because of his religion. He was a man who believed in what he taught, what he said. Mm-hmm. And not many men will do that. Make a statement and stand by it no matter what.
You respected that?
I did.
George, can I ask you what it meant to you having a Muhammad Ali, a black leader? Did that mean something to you?
Limiting him as a boxer is injustice because he inspired people in basketball, football, even actors would see him and move up a notch. So this was probably one of the greatest men of all time.
As Kenny said, that you don't find a lot of people will give up anything, to give up what they worked so hard for, to lose it all, to try to prove a point.
I don't believe in, let's say, Muhammad religious. That's his religion, and if he believes that's good. But I think if he had he didn't have to go to war. He had to fight nobody, he had to shoot nobody. I think he could represent the blacks as one of the greatest champions that ever lived. Just don't let it go and wave his hands up high. He never put a gun in his hand.
Reggie, I can't take no more.
You wanna go after him?
Today, we're able to announce that we will have open and we believe operating this summer, coast to coast, some 2,000 child development centers serving as many as possibly 500,000 children. We called our program Project Head Start.
I am a product of a compassionate America. I'm proof that when a country does not give up on its underprivileged, good things can happen. Probably it was the style to be compassionate during the 60s when I got my push. Of course, things go in and out of styles, and probably the last few years it has not been in style to be compassionate. And of course, I think that things are leaning toward that way, and then when it does, everybody can comprehend people convincing the poor that they can. Right now, it's just not in style. Probably the greatest thing that when I look back on it, being a 19-year-old in the 1968 Olympics, you don't believe that you can do anything like that. That they put in that uniform on you with the USA and robe you down with a parade uniform, and it's like a dream, and it didn't end, even though to this day it hasn't ended. Some kids grow up knowing that they're an American. I grew up out of the gutter, robbing and stealing, hiding from the police. I was told at maybe 12 years old, one of my cousins called me shooting hooky from school once. And I thought she was out of the house, but actually she was still there. I thought she had gone to work. I sneaked in the window. My mother had given me the lunch. I'd eaten my lunch, come back, sneak in the window to go to sleep. I hated school. And my cousin told me, when she called me, I tried to make an excuse like a guilty person do. She said, don't worry about it, you're nothing. You're never gonna be nothing anyway. She said, go to sleep. She said, nobody from around here ever become anything but drunks.
That's it, over to the corner, the technical term. Referee stops contest.
Generally, we would bow to the audience or the judge to show our humbleness. This time, after I'd won the match, I actually had won. I bowed to the judge and I had the flag on my side. You forget about the complexion and all of this. You want everybody to know what country you're from. And everybody started cheering, so I started waving the flag. No demonstration or anti-demonstration. It was just an emotional moment. I wanted everybody to know that I was from the United States of America.
We were named after our slave masters when we first was brought to America. We were robbed of all knowledge of ourselves. If I said, here comes Mr. Chang Chung, you'd picture a Chinaman. If I said, here comes Mr. Khrushchev, you look for Russian. If I said, here comes Mr. Goldberg, you look for Jew. If I said, here comes Mr. White Cloud, you look for Indian. If I said, here comes Mr. Castro, you look for Cuban. Here comes Mr. Lumumba, Mr. Kenyatta, you look for African, a black man. Now, what's your last name?
Whatever I get involved in, I want to be the best at it, and I want people to be satisfied.
I would like to hear this from you, and I want the world and the cameras to hear. Who's the heavyweight champion of the world? One more time, we don't want no excuses. They may say the film was bad or the camera was broke. One more time, who's the champion of the world?
I just look at a fight at that particular time like it was my job. And I feel if I can do a good job with it, I have to be good. And I have to study it, and I pay attention.
I'm ready, ain't no doubt about it now. I'm ready, don't stop me now. I'm ready, go ahead, give it all you got, 'cause I'm ready. Oh, please, 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 I'm ready. I'm ready, giving it all I got, don't stop me, I'm ready. Ain't no doubt about it now. I'm ready. Go ahead. Go ahead and give it all you got.
And we fought in all the wars, and we still fighting in them, and still a nigga. What you mean if I believe in separation? I've recognized the fact that you believe in it. That's what your people believe in. What you mean you don't believe in it? No, you just talking crazy. Every city I go to, I can find a black neighborhood and a white neighborhood. And what you mean don't believe in it? How many Negroes live out here just in this big old neighborhood? You can't blame a black man for wanting to leave all this mistreatment. You must be crazy. So what you mean don't take white money? Only thing white about that money is the white pictures on it. What you mean white money? If that's the case, I should take off these clothes. You made them too. I shouldn't fly in your airplanes. What am I going to do? Just go out and lay down somewhere and hide in the mud hole?
Naturally, I would say I think it's wrong, but I see why at the time the people in authority did what they thought was right. It's just too bad they didn't recognize me for doing what I thought was right. So it kept me out of the game a while, made the comeback bigger, and most people recognize me today mainly from my beliefs that stood up for more so than the boxing. So I didn't believe in the war. I knew it was wrong, we shouldn't have been there, and I could see it. And later, God made it where I turned out to be right.
Hell no! We may have to back.
These boxing authorities, people who will rank Joe Frazier over me and rank him the champion when I've never been beat. I have the belt in my living room that John L. Sullivan had, Jack Dempsey, Rocky Marciano, Gene Tooney, Jack Johnson. Traditionally, I have the real belt. And for Joe Frazier to be a champion, he's got to beat me. See, those eliminations were only imitations. He's not the real champion.
It always been in my mind to face Muhammad because he was the guy that always on television running off at the lips and, you know, and say what he can do. I said, you know, I don't believe that.
Joe's gonna come out smoking, and I ain't gonna be joking. I'll be pecking and a poking, pouring water on his smoking. Then this might shock and amaze you, but I will destroy Joe Frazier.
Is Joe Frazier your cousin?
That's right. He sure lives.
And you think your cousin can whoop me?
Uh-huh.
You really do?
Uh-huh. Anybody on my...
Anybody on your what?
Anybody in my family, I think, help me.
Anybody in your family can whoop me?
Yeah, it helped me.
I'm sorry, Joe Frazier's your cousin. After I whoop Joe Frazier, you still gonna come in here and buy champ burgers?
Uh-huh.
If I beat him, you gonna still buy champ burgers?
Uh-huh.
All right.
But try not to.
Try not to. Try not to.
Make a face, I'm a gentleman. You better watch out. Bring your hands up.
Like that?
This side.
Hold them like that.
Bring it down. Raise the left leg. Left leg. Right leg. And the other one. Now let's see your exercise. I want you to do it out here. Bend down 20 times, touching your toes.
You do it 20 times. You said do what you do.
Fast. Come on. Let's have some action. Quick.
Got the ball.
Pull it again.
What happens if you're out there and the bell rings for the 11th? Isn't there a danger that you, having said it ain't going to go more than 10, that... So what do you think I must do? Turn around and jump out the ring, cut the bell, or something?
I'll show you what a real champion is. I'll show you what a real champion is. Take that thing on down. I ain't that heavy. Move it on down, Commissioner. I'll straighten it all out. 215 pounds. 215 pounds. You know he's in trouble. I gotta go now. Are we gonna go?
Frazier's not the easy target he used to be. He's bobbing and weaving all the time. And he's dangerous. His best punch the left thrust. Muhammad Ali's best punch the jab. And his good combination. First clinch of the fight. That was a hard left hook that caught Frazier. Frazier is more vulnerable in the first round, and Muhammad Ali knows that. Muhammad Ali shakes his head and is warned for holding behind the neck. Muhammad Ali has been missing.
This is Joe Frazier fighting me. Punches around. See? This is Joe Frazier. It's time to block him. What he's doing is catching him, see?
Frazier has gotten wild. He's lost the good timing he had earlier. Lost the rhythm. That one hurt. So did that. Muhammad Ali was wrong. He's holding on desperately. 30 seconds to go in the
Joe Frazier handled me, count of fours up. I've never been knocked out, never been really beat up. See, as what you won't say about Muhammad Ali, I never took no beating, I never been beat up. I never been really knocked out with an hand count 10.
Mohammed, what about that 3.5-year layoff?
Just saw 15 rounds with Joe. I hit him 3 times as one. Just as strong as he. And we both tired in the end. I think he's a little tired. Because if he wasn't out to get me down like he did with the beginning of the round, he should have finished me. If he was really strong and had the strength, but I could see he wasn't. He was missing a lot of hooks. He was exhausted too. But he kept forcing it. But the 3.5 years, I think, did a lot, but I still have enough left to get away with things like that with Joe Frazier.
I really think the guy's kind of sick in the head, really. Because some part of the fight he rapped off and said, "Don't you know I'm God?" So he keeps saying it, you know what I mean? Every time he throw a punch, you know, "Don't you know I'm God?" And I got under some of them questions. I said, "Well, God, you're going to get whipped tonight."
Was there conversation during the 14 rounds?
I remember around 14, I would say, "I'm crazy. I'm bad." He said, "I'm crazy
Don't
too."
you know I'm God?
I'm not God. I wouldn't tell you, "Don't you know I'm God?"
Yes, you say.
I don't know. You
said it.
You heard something wrong.
Told me you were God.
I hit you so hard, you
Nah, I didn't do it that hard.
Muhammad, during that fight that you lost, you said you'd kiss his feet.
I lied.
Throughout the long and difficult period of Watergate, I have felt it was my duty to persevere, to make every possible effort to complete the term of office to which you elected me. In the past few days, however, it has become evident to me that I no longer have a strong enough political base in the Congress to justify continuing that effort.
What worries me now is this belly I got. It just won't come off. Usually when I was young, I could run it and sweat it off. I'm exercising, I'm running, I'm training, and every day I look at my belly, it's the same size. Better wake up and apologize.
Muhammad Ali's sustained attack is beginning to wear Ellis down here in round 12. Ali banging home short, accurate punches. Ellis trying to defend against one of the fastest heavyweights of all time. The game, Jimmy Ellis, a thoroughly beaten fighter as the referee stops the contest.
I mean, I was scared of Joe Frazier. Nobody could tell me anything weak about him because I know there weren't any weaknesses. He'd even beat Muhammad Ali at this point. And my scheme, my part of psychology, from that point on early in my career, I would stare the guy down. I started getting in their face, looking them dead in the eye. If they would drop their face, I knew then I had this edge. But when getting ready to fight Joe Frazier, I had to look him in the eye, but I was hoping he wouldn't look down because my knees were uncontrollable. I couldn't stop them from shaking.
I used to look at guys like Henry Armstrong and watch how these guys throw punches, and Sugar Ray Robinson, and see Henry Armstrong was a guy that never stopped. He throw like 300 punches in a round, and steady moving. So I said if I can be like that and I can do that and keep that pressure on him, he'll eventually break.
This time, I had watched Joe Frazier fight, followed his whole career by being on his undercard. I remember seeing him fight Jerry Quarry, and I mean, Jerry Quarry was putting it to Joe Frazier like nothing. And after 4 or 5 rounds, Joe Frazier went in front of the camera, looked at his trainer and said, "Whoo," as though he liked it. And I kept thinking, I want to become champion, but I hope Joe Frazier die first.
Foreman having a very good round. Frazier went down. Taking the mandatory 8, Foreman in complete charge of the fight. Frazier fighting back gamely, but he's having trouble. There's the countdown, 20 seconds to go. Frazier down. Frazier's wobbling around. Taking the mandatory 8 count. The round is almost over. Foreman after him again. Frazier has never taken this kind of punishment. He goes down at the bell. Arthur McCann rules. Now he's taking the mandatory 8 count at the bell.
I remember that bell ringing and wondering, what am I going to do? And he came out and he threw this famous left hook and it just barely missed me. And it sounded like a pistol. No, like a rifle. A bullet just going past your head. And I knew then that if I didn't hurry up and get that fight over, that I stood not only a chance of losing the match, but really getting myself seriously hurt.
Frazier is being battered in Foreman's corner. Joe's about to go down. He goes. Goes down again. Joe is desperately trying to get to his feet. He's on his feet. He's taking a mandatory 8 count. 45 seconds to go in the round. Joe's been down 4 times. There goes Joe down again. Joe bounces up. 5 times he's been down. Foreman at him again. It's hard to see how Frazier can last. George, I got to know about your plans for the future. Will you fight Frazier again, or will you fight Muhammad Ali?
Right now, that was my main goal, was to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
You got it now.
I knew I could beat Ali. In my mind, I told myself I could beat him. If I had not have done it, I would have put on such a good show, or I would have done so much that would have been seen and put in a position where I could do more and fight more. My person will become bigger.
See the way he's leaning over there, and you can't land a right hand. He just keeps leaning over away from it.
Plus the fact that when you're trying to land that left hand, that right hand...
Well, like chess, I make a move to make him make a move so I capitalize. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I didn't want to get hurt. I just... It was competition, one-on-one, highest point.
Left by Ali puts the fans out of their seats at San Diego.
This is heating up. A good exchange of right hands. Ali looking to counter his left jab with a right hand over.
Oh, the great right by Norton to the jaw of the ex-champion Muhammad Ali.
He rolled my jaw in round 2, and we went 10 more rounds. I didn't know it was broke. I just felt a little burning pain, so I took my teeth and kept my teeth closed because it felt better. But I was holding more. I was actually holding the jaw in place. They found out after the fact it broke. If I knew my father's jaw was broke, I would have stopped.
Why?
You think I'm a fool? Be fighting with a broken jaw? Somebody hitting in my face, hard punches, and my jaw already broken, a man hitting on the tooth might break it more? Man, that's a dumb question.
Norton wins. Norton wins.
Ali, in my mind, is the reason that there's so much money involved in sports today. Not only boxing, but football, basketball. It all started with Ali and his gift for gab and his showmanship and his receiving large purses. Because before Ali, purses were very minimal. During Ali's time, they grew. After Ali, they just exploded.
In the closing seconds of this fight. It's coming to you from Los Angeles, and the near-capacity crowd has really enjoyed it as we have. Less than 20 seconds now, and Norton coming back here, pushing the former champion against the rope.
He knows he's
everything he's got into it.
He knows he's blown this last round, and he's blown all chances because he gave away too much to start this fight.
Less than 10 seconds remaining now. Will not be a knockout. It must go the distance, 12 rounds. A tremendous finish here put on by the former champion, Muhammad Ali, as the bell sounds, ending the fight. A split decision for the former champion of the world. I'm sure.
I like the man quite a bit. When I had an accident, my wife told me he was about the third person to the hospital in LA. By the grace of God, I'm still living, because I should have died. I was going on the freeway in LA, on the Santa Monica freeway, and went to the top of the hill and something happened, went over the hill. It's about a 35-degree angle, and I went over the side, and there was one tree. I found it. I had a skull fracture, broke my jaw, broke my leg, blood clots, you name it. I've always been very physical in my life. And to be that way so long, and then all of a sudden have everything turned, and then you're more or less crippled. You know, it's very traumatic.
I guess if you've been around this guy long enough, you know what I mean, somehow you could have a lot of hate in your heart, you know, when that bell rings. But otherwise, you look at him and laugh, there's something wrong with the guy.
Oh, the second fight, I was more prepared than any other fights. I forced the whole fight, and let's say he did all the whole, and he bugged me all night long. I'm glad I didn't have no money on me, because he probably would take some from me.
Ali and Frazier visited our studios while preparing for their fight number 2 and to analyze their fight number 1.
He gonna bring up the hospital. What difference? Why'd you bring up the hospital? I went to the hospital for why you figure on me? I went to the hospital for why you figure on me? Man, you know, you sat down. Sit down, man. Sit down, Joe. Why you think I'm me? Sit down, Joe. Huh? Sit down quick. Why you think I'm me? Sit, the brothers are here. You doing this too? No. Sit down quick, Joe.
Well, we're having a scene, as you can see, and it's hard to tell whether it's clowning or for real between the two fighters. This kind of thing has been going on all along in terms of promotion of the fight, and this time it seems to be for real, because Joe Frazier is really angry. I think that Ali is probably clowning.
And some people think maybe the referee or somebody has some money bet on Frazier and did that on purpose, thinking I'll knock him out. Let's just say it's that.
Ali pouring it on here at the end of round 2. This is the 12th and final round. Frazier looking for that knockout here in round 12. Joe is going all out. Frazier tearing in there with dynamite punches. A punishing left to the head by Joe Frazier.
for me, it wasn't a thing where I had to win. It was just a challenge for me to go in and take care of business and come out without getting hurt. There were three or four of my fights that I hit the man and it paralyzed him right there. It was a good shot, and I saw that he was gone. He couldn't do anything else, so I walked away.
Kenny Norton was a fearsome specimen to watch. He was a throwback to some of the old gladiators, so this man was really, you didn't want to, I was forced to fight the #1 contender. And that way I made up, of course I was matched with Kenny Norton. Didn't want that match.
Right hand, left-hand side of the face of Norton. Norton is a bit stunned as Foreman is taking off. And it looks like Norton has really been staggered as he went up against the rope. The referee is giving this a count. Yes, you'll have to take the 8 count. Okay, 17, and here we go with Foreman just banging on the second round. Norton goes down again. A left hand on the side of the head. Norton goes back and has to take another 8 count. No, he doesn't. He's like the referee is on the left hand.
Opponents caught him out. I admit he hits hard, but if the man can stay out of the way for 5 rounds, stick him, move, stay out of range, be in good shape, he'll retire George Foreman. This man depends on getting this man in the first 1 or 2 rounds. If he don't do that, he's frustrated. Stick him with left jabs and right crosses, tie him up and box him, and you'll retire him. I'm the only man that's going to whoop George Foreman, and I'm going to whoop him of all places in Africa, in the Congo, where the Lumumba boys are.
Ali, now that you have your cool about you and you calm down at this point, I want you to answer this question. How could that man go 24 rounds with you and only 2 with the heavyweight champion of the world?
Because George Foreman is not as good of a fighter scientific as I am, but I admit he's stronger and he hit harder. I'm not a hard puncher. I'm not known for being a hard puncher. I fought many men like Floyd Patterson, Zoe Foley, George Chuvalo, who are stronger than I am. Many I couldn't knock out, Sonny Liston. But I'll tell you this, boxing ability, speed, whooping him on points, for the distance if necessary. Then I'll whoop him.
Well, fighting in your home territory, you couldn't be any happier the way this is coming up in September.
Why would you call Africa my home territory?
You've been telling me that for 10 years.
That's right, and if you come over there talking like that, we'll cook you.
George, tell me about the fight that you had with Kenny Norton.
I really didn't want that fight, but I was put in a position where I had to take it by the governing bodies. And I didn't want to fight Norton. But he was advised, I figured because he is so good, and so word go around that George Foreman keeps his head straight up, that he would try for a knockout. I think if the fight had gone 5 rounds, he could have whipped me too. But he started throwing big hooks early, and we got into an exchange, and I got the better of him. And I kept thinking, I remember I knocked him down. I said, I better get him while he's down, too. I even got him then. I didn't want him to get up.
Oh, fart.
I didn't want him to get up because I knew if this guy get warmed up, this fight would never end.
Did you try to go blow for blow?
I was going to go out, act like I was going to go toe-to-toe, make him load up, back off, and counter, and use my hook. But as you saw in the fight,
when he loaded up,
I backed up and kept backing and kept backing, and I stumbled.
Of course, I had knocked out Joe Frazier and beat him convincingly, of course. Then I'd knocked out Kenny Norton, who was, I figured, the greatest physical specimen one could ever look at. And I was kind of afraid of Kenny Norton, but I did win the boxing match. I was able to eliminate guys pretty easily who had really given Muhammad Ali a whipping. So people were telling me, George, be careful, don't kill Muhammad. He's old, take it easy.
The adjectives used in the press has been beautiful. The more strong man they make this guy, the better I like it, because my father's got plenty to shoot for now. He's the underdog twice, going to shock the world and become the heavyweight champion of the world again. I've always said he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. He has to lick Foreman to make the press admit this.
I've been working 4 months for this fight. My weight today is 214 pounds. That's fight weight already. I'm way ahead of schedule. My timing, my accuracy, my reach will be 1.5 inches longer. The man is slower. The man is flat-footed. The man don't stand a chance. The stage has been set. This man is supposed to annihilate me. 10 years from starting lifting, I was supposed to get at that time. I think it's befitting that I go out of boxing just like I came in, shocking the world by beating a big, bad, ugly monster that nobody could beat.
I got into Africa 15 days prior to the boxing match, 10 days prior to the boxing match. I suffered a cut, and they wouldn't let me out of Africa. I found out quickly that all the airlines flying in and out were controlled by the people in the president of Zaire or whatever, and George Foreman could not leave town.
1 minute left in round number 1. The heavyweight championship between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, live via satellite, direct from Zaire, Africa. That punch did no damage. That one did. 2 wild right hands taken on the side of the head of Muhammad Ali. Ali continues to try to tie his man up. Back late separates him. Wild left hand, vicious hook. There's a real strong right hand just underneath the heart. And Muhammad Ali is taking some punishment now. About 25 seconds left in the round. Ali, face left, throws the straight right hand. That right hand lead has George Foreman slightly confused, but a straight left jab thrown by Foreman has Ali in the corner. Ali dances back, hangs on. What a tremendous face in round number 1. A hook to the body of Muhammad Ali. Zach Layton, the referee, separates them. About 8 seconds left in the round. Round 1, Foreman and Ali ending round 1.
I realized 7 rounds of this, I'll be finished. So I realized this, I'll stop and let him burn his energy while I lay on the ropes, doing the gimmick called the rope-a-dope.
Foreman setting him up against the rope. What a fast combination by Ali. Ali definitely showing the hand speed in this fight. There's the chant. Ali Boumaier. That means Ali, kill him. In the sporting sense, of course. Ali making Foreman look a bit off, but that punch did no damage again. Taking it to the head of Muhammad Ali. But that punch did.
I hit him with a good shot. You know what he told me? That's all you got.
Why he continues to taunt him. Ali's super confident. Foreman looks unusually slow with his hands. Look at this. All of a sudden he opens up. 4 punches downstairs on Ali. Ali, of course, has protection around that area he was being hit by. Ali showing the ability to punch inside against George Foreman. Now the fight is move across the ring. A right hand lead by Foreman this time. Another right hand. A good right hand taken on the left side of the cheek, on the jaw of Muhammad Ali. The best one so far for George Foreman. I don't know if to start, but it did spin the head around of Muhammad Ali. Have to say the heaviest punch so far was definitely landed by Foreman in that exchange. Ali trying to hang on. Might have been just stunned by that blow. Vicious right hand twisted by the nose of Ali. Ali continues to shock, continues to taunt. 30 seconds left in round number 3. Foreman looking for his opening to unload that left hand underneath the heart of Ali and drop the right. There he goes to the right, but it just didn't land that time. Very even fight. 10 seconds left now. Round 3. Ali doing his combination. The hand speed, left, right, left, rotation. The head of Foreman. Foreman again takes the right hand.
I remember hitting him so hard in his chest. And it, not only did it hurt him, it sort of dehumanized him. He looked at me as if to say, I'm not going to take that from you. And he came after me, he remembered the pain, and then he said, forget it, and he covered up.
A couple of my trainers get off the ropes, move, move. So I told him I'm gonna fight my way, I'm gonna do it my way, and shut up.
Ali hanging on, getting away with it. The left hand taken on the side of Ali's cheek. The left hook again.
I went to finish him off. 2 rounds, I said, I'm going. I don't care about the 5, 6 rounds. I'm going to knock him out in 2 rounds. 3rd round, he was still there. I said, well, who cares? I'm not going to pace myself. I'm going to knock him out. Finally, after 5 or 6 rounds, I was burnt out. This experienced, great athlete withstood all of this pain because I hit him with some of the hardest shots I'd ever delivered on a man. It would knock him back and out. He would literally stand there and wake up again.
Very even fight. Ali, a sneaky right hand. Another sneaky right hand. This time he worked over the shoulder a moment.
I burnt myself out, and he caught me with a right hand just as I was walking and following him without any respect, just trying to get one shot in. Tricked me, moved off the rope with this lightning speed that he was not supposed to have at this age. 1-2 combination caught me right on the chin. I said, I can't believe it. I hit the floor. Actually, I hit the floor again with my fist. I waited for my corner to tell me to get up. A boxer is not supposed to get up. He's supposed to wait until his corner say get up. My manager told me to get up. He counted for me. When I jumped up, the fight was over. I had lost the heavyweight championship of the world to Muhammad Ali, and there he was with his hands raised. And I had to eat crow feet.
Everybody stop talking now. Attention. I told you, all of my critics, I told you all that I was the greatest of all time when I beat Sonny Liston. I told you today I'm still the greatest of all time. Never again defeat me. Never again say that I'm going to be defeated. Never again make me the underdog until I'm about 50 years old. Right. Then you might get me. I told you I'm the real champion. I told you I'm the champion of the world. All of you bow. All of my critics crawl. All of you suckers who write the Ring magazine.
All you who criticize Muhammad Ali, I want you to bow, crawl, because I'm back. Thought I was gone, thought I was old, washed up, thought I couldn't talk no more, thought I was through. And then tell the whole world I'm back. It might be the first black man to go on the moon.
Come to Muhammad Ali.
Do you think to this day that the ropes were made loose that night on purpose?
Everybody needed an excuse. I couldn't live with myself without an excuse, so I blamed it on the rope, I blamed it on everything. That devastated me. I was undefeated. I never had lost a boxing match.
You had a difficult time with it.
And so I couldn't adjust to that, so you give me an excuse, I was picking them up out of the air. Oh yeah, my shoes were too big, anything.
People want to see me and Joe Frazier. They still think Joe Frazier can beat me. And I got his conscience right here to keep me on guard. See, here's the way he looks when you hit him. Come on, gorilla. This is a thriller.
I think a lot of people thought, and myself included, that you didn't like it. And you used it.
No, I didn't like it.
You used it to get yourself fired up.
You trying to start something?
No.
No, I'm just asking a question.
No, I really didn't like it because, number one, I know the fact that it wasn't the base of trying to get any more people, let's say, butts in the seats, because we all had guaranteed. I know that he was out to get me and out to hurt me more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
The words were more hurting to me than, let's say, the punches.
In the pre-fight commentary.
That's right. The punches mean nothing to me, you know.
What were some of the things that bothered you?
He called me Uncle Tom. I never knew what Tom was. You know, I thought it was a guy peeped through windows or something, you know? And I never peeped at no windows.
It's peeping Tom.
Same thing. You called me Tom. I thought it was peeping Tom.
Our main event will go this handsome trophy donated by...
People tell me, and I think the boxing authorities also admit that the Frazier fight in the Philippines was the best, action from round 1 to round 13. Every man moving and punching.
left in a round.
But it was the same thing again. I was behind in that particular fight. I was the points I was behind in that fight, you know, and it was like maybe 100 to 25 or 30 degrees in the ring or more.
Ali won by the referee for grabbing around the neck.
And it's not really in disrespect to him, but I feel comfortable about it because we had 3 fights. And you look back on the films today and you watch them, then you know who won them all.
Frazier looked awful tired, is puffed around both eyes now. Frazier's badly hurt.
It was just as many blacks had want to see his lips closed as white. You know, it didn't make no difference because he didn't believe in whether you were, let's say, white or black. He was more in his religion. That's what it was. If I wasn't a Muslim, you know, you wouldn't move. You were just bad as being white. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Frazier was within a punch or two of going down. It's all over.
I bet 2-1 for you.
Although you don't need the money.
Joe Frazier still wants to meet me today. Oh, that may be a good joke. If you're watching this, after I come back from Cone, your son, I'll come back for you. So I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier, I love you, you be brothers, you my man, and I ain't gonna let this man start another fight. It's always some white man trying to get 2 brothers to fight. I ain't gonna let this white man get me in trouble.
And here comes Joe Frazier, a man who has brought nothing but decency and integrity and indefatigable effort to his trade. And look what he's done. Look what Joe Frazier has done. He shaved his head. Frazier trying to fight back. Foreman dominating. Round 5. Foreman got in, good coming, and again, you saw it there. Frazier's hurt. Frazier's hurt again. One right hurt Frazier. Frazier's down. Frazier is down from a right. The mandatory 8 count. George Foreman looking revived tonight. Frazier getting the left. Frazier getting the right. Frazier taking it from George Foreman. Foreman again with the right. Second knockdown in the round. One more knockdown, this fight is over. George Foreman struggling to Frazier, struggling to his feet. George Foreman poised in the neutral corner. Look out. In total command now. And Harold Vallon says the fight is over. George Foreman wins in the 5th round by a technical knockout.
Over 10 years ago, I stopped boxing. At an age where everybody said, hey, you shouldn't do it. I became a full-time evangelist. And I would read articles about George Foreman as a coward. He's scared. He's trying to make up an excuse. he's got a crutch. He's a coward. Now he's using the crutch as the Bible. The Bible is a crutch. I had to eat all that up, and I did eat it for 10 years. And I took on that challenge and was a full-time preacher and minister and took care of churches and built them, traveled around the world, giving my testimony when a lot of people looked at me oddly. That was the true challenge. The true challenge was not the staring Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali down, but picking up a Bible and going around the country telling people that God loves you.
I feel good. How I look? I feel good. When I walk about 12 miles in the morning from here to Holiday Inn, about 12 miles. And some days I go to gymnasium and work out 12, 13 rounds on the bag jump rope. I don't feel no physical weakness or sickness. They say I have Parkinson's syndrome, but I don't shake. And people with Parkinson's, that's what I'm supposed to, sometimes third speech, and I believe that I have something. It's nothing critical.
As long as red, I'm gonna see. I feel that my main asset is going to be given by Ali because of the fact that, as I stated before, that he's going to stand there more now. He says he's not going to move as much, and he's going to walk to me more. So therefore, his head is going to be my main asset.
On his toes, Norton still doesn't know how to solve the style. Norton's got to trap him on the rope. Al grabs him.
I won one fight, and the second fight, he won by split decision, correct? Coming either way. But the third fight in Yankee Stadium, I thought I won.
Sliding along and punching all the time. He's sliding 55 seconds to go. Ali's won at least 2/3 of this round. Can he keep it up? Can Norton do something spectacular?
The fight, more or less, was at a turning point in Ali's career. If he had lost, he would have taken a lot out of the sport. So I wasn't just battling the man. It was the game.
Norton's grab. Oh, he threw a haymaker but missed. Ali comes back with a flurry. Most not landing, but big foot. Another big right hand. Another big right hand by Norton. All he did was catch air with those right hands. He's desperate. He knows he's flooring the title. But another right hand. Left one connects, and he misses with a left and almost falls down as Ali pushes him off on the jet. A good right hand catches Ali, and the crowd comes to its feet with less than 10 seconds. Ali holding on. Norton is desperate. 6 seconds, 5. The bell's about to ring to end this fight at Yankee Stadium, and we'll be back with the decision. Oh, Norton's screaming at him. Muhammad Ali, still heavyweight champion of the world, and in his corner, Norton is crushed.
He had no name, no prestige, no threat, so I said, I'll beat this guy. So I didn't really train like I should.
Tremendous action by the champion here. Where has he been for the previous 14 rounds? We are under 40 seconds. Another desperation left, missed by the challenger. Ali onward, but still pursuing, hoping, praying that perhaps one of these punches will connect and the gallant challenger, Leon Spinks, will fall. 24, 23 seconds.
Spinks dead tired. It looks like he was out, but he came right back, and now it's Ali that's showing the signs of wearing his. He didn't. That's really a shuffle forward. Now it's 13 seconds. Now Leon, having him against the rope, is throwing everything he can. It's 8 seconds away, or he's lost it. He's just hammered Ali. Ali looks like he's in trouble. He's leaning against the rope. It's 2 seconds. It's 1, and at the bell, a tremendous right hand. Look at Ali stagger back.
People thought I'd throw the fight some do with Spinks first time, because I lost close and came back and beat him to win the title 3 times. They think that was a setup. It wasn't. If it was, I wouldn't have brought it up.
former champion. Solidly Owen Payne. 30 seconds to go. And unless Leon Spinks has got some superhuman effort in him, he will kiss his crown goodbye. Well, good right hand by Spinks. The old butterfly is spinning again. Well, Bobby, there it is, 11 seconds. 11 There'll be no knockout, that's for sure. And then there was going to be one. 8, 7. That is about it, folks. Muhammad Ali is the world heavyweight champion for the third time.
It's my world. Don't you come a messing with my world. I don't appreciate the fact some people just can't see. It's hurting you and me. It's my world, your world, our world. One world, my world. It's my world. Don't you come a messing with my world. 'Cause I don't appreciate the fact some people just can't see. It's hurting you and me.
I fought Kenny in 1978. I was in good shape, but I had a problem. I had one arm. I pulled a muscle 6 days before the fight, and I didn't really want anyone to know it. And so I just did road work and go in the gym and shadow box. And when Kenny Norton time to work out, I go over and try to take his concentration away from him because I wanted to take away from the rumors that were going around with me hurting my arm or something other.
Really now, this is what he has to do.
It meant something to me when I fought those guys. It meant something to me when I went in the ring with Kenny Norton and Muhammad Ali and was a sparring partner for Joe Frazier. And when I walked into the room and George Foreman says, Larry Holmes, you know, it means something.
I never was serious enough about boxing. I never really put myself into it to the point where it was that or nothing.
This has been a great boxing show. Both fighters courageous as Holmes comes back, scores a good shot. He's got into trouble. Yes. He's got to follow up. Uppercut scores. Running out of time, and that's it. It's all over. Larry Holmes has done it. We have a new heavyweight champion.
Well, I knew that I could beat Muhammad years before I fought him, a couple of years before I fought him, because I was his sparring partner. And being a sparring partner, I got the opportunity to watch him, to learn from him, and to be around him a great deal.
In the blue corner, the challenger, the three-time heavyweight champion of the world, Muhammad Ali. Fighting out of Eastern Pennsylvania. He is going for a record 8 straight KO in the heavyweight title defense. He is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Larry, the Eastern Assassin, Holmes.
Whether Ali can pressure Holmes early enough to get to him to cause him trouble. He wants to prove he's got it over Ali.
To me, he's a legend. He was a legend, he's still a legend. And you don't want to fight anybody like that, especially a guy who helped you.
But Ali hasn't thrown any punches yet either.
The time was over. He saw the punches, couldn't take it. They tell me that's old age. You see it and you can't take it. See it coming, you can't get away. That was age.
think he popped him pretty good. I'm pleased that he's throwing it right.
Coming into the closing seconds now in round one.
I didn't have no charisma, they would say. They didn't want me to have charisma. I had charisma, but in my own way. I had the charisma. I didn't want to go out and say, I am the greatest. See, Muhammad did that. That was his thing. And if I did that, they would say, you stealing the line from Muhammad Ali. And if I say, Muhammad Ali float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, but don't forget he met Larry. They would say, now you're writing poems, trying to be like Muhammad Ali. So, you know, everything that I said and done, I was on the border. I was right on the edge. I could fall right off. And so therefore, I tried to stay away from the press as much as I could, because any little thing that I said would hurt me.
When I took the name Muhammad Ali, and people heard the name Muhammad Ali in America, champion, all the Egyptians said Muhammad Ali's Muslim, all the Arabians, Indonesians, Pakistan, Africa, in Libya, all the Afghanistan, Morocco, Pakistan, they all said Muhammad Ali, a Muslim, a world champ, his first time. That made me famous.
I think it survived.
I always fought on a fair fight. I trained too hard for the fight. I didn't make an excuse. I should have did better. I was more worried about my weight than really conditioning.
Larry just continues to tee off the whole story of the fight. And Holmes throwing punches and Ali doing nothing, just taking shots.
100 degrees heat and didn't sweat. Something's wrong.
Come on, that's it. Dig in, dig in. Bring it up, Big Jack. He goes down.
His punches, he's taking his dues, but it's the same now. He could lay down as soon as he found out that his arms weren't working. He's staying there. Title is one thing. It's not like losing a job or losing your life or losing your wife. He said that's lost. He handled it with dignity. Anthony Angelo wants his to stop the fight, and they all went bargain with him.
Champion, the people's champion, as I wanted to be while I was fighting. A guy who gave opportunities to fighters that wouldn't have got opportunities. A fighter who accomplished and set examples. A guy who walked the road that he wanted to walk.
I want them to have the record straight that I was a good boxer and that I did fight some of the top contenders and that I did fight for the championship of the world and won it fair and square. If I can be remembered and have my name called in the same fashion as, like I said, Jack Dempsey, Muhammad Ali, and Joe Frazier, I'll be a happy man. I'll be pretty contented with that. I don't want to be remembered as the greatest at all. I just want to be remembered as a good boxer.
An intelligent being, a caring being, an individual, even though he was very competitive, I would say in his heart that he never wanted to injure anyone, and that he was a man who believed in God.
Boxing is good to me. I love it. It just bothers me when I have people trying to shut it down. I mean, if you didn't make it good or you didn't make a couple of bucks and you wasn't a good leader, I don't give you the right to knock it down, because boxing I've put a lot of bread in a lot of people's pocket. Same thing as love.
Listen, I don't have to say on the range. When I quit boxing, the game died. Then he died. Tyson came along. But still, when you watch Tyson, he's good, but he's no Muhammad Ali.
If it takes forever, I will be waiting, waiting, praying for you.
That's crazy. Hey, Reggie, you know, this is like a dream come true, man. I'm telling you. This is not even a dream, as I said earlier. Never in my dreams that I can imagine that six guys, or five guys, six guys here can be together. Never.
Muhammad, I want to bring you back to March the 8th, 1971. The fight of the century, they called it, between you and Joe. And I want to know what your thoughts were when you were down on the canvas for the first time in a long time.
But I was up quick.
You were up quick, but you were down. What were your thoughts?
How did I get down, man? I don't remember getting hit. I just remember getting up. I remember being down, and the first thing I had to do was to get up. So I got up.
What did you think about your chances of winning the fight? You had one more round to go.
Well, I think I was behind. Then the knockdown made it more so I figured I would lose the decision, which I did.
Joe, what were your thoughts at the time when you saw Muhammad Ali go down on the canvas after 14 tough rounds of exchanging punches? What did you think about when you saw him hit the canvas, when you had the shot with that left hook?
Well, in that one particular fight, we went 14 rounds. I shouldn't have anything left. He shouldn't have anything left at all. But somehow that I had just a little more power just to trip him up. And I always want to trip him up. I didn't care how I trip him up, but he got up anyway. I was trying to figure what made this man stand up, what made him get up, but he got just maybe a little more anxiety than maybe the rest of us one to another. I had that kind of pressure too to get up and do things. But the 15 rounds in 1971, we both were dead. The fights were all over, you know what I mean? But the dialogue was the go and do, and that's what I've done.
What did you say to him after that fight?
Told him, I said, brother, I kick your ass. I got it. That's what I say. Brother, I kick your ass. Because he said, like you said earlier somewhere in the film, he said he was going to crawl across the ring and say,
kiss your
hey,
feet.
Smoke, you the greatest.
Right.
He tried to get the hell out of that ring as fast as he could.
You're telling me that you two...
I'm not laughing.
Oh, I was going to ask Larry what he was thinking when he was getting ready to fight Muhammad Ali. What were your thoughts that night?
I was trying to find out where I would spend my money. No.
Did your thoughts change at all during the fight?
I told him, I said, man, why don't you quit? He said, shut up, boy, I'm going to knock you out.
During the fight that night, tell me about your thoughts during the fight in facing Larry Holmes.
I really thought that I would win the fight going into it. But after the first round, I realized I was in trouble because I saw shots that I could take, but they were there, but the timing was off.
Couldn't get there.
I heard this happens to you when you get older. I saw shots coming and couldn't duck them.
I realized that I was over the hill. So the referee stopped the fight because it was plain that I couldn't really defend myself like I should. Been tired, time had been off, and getting hit too much. It's good they did stop it. So then I said, maybe I'm not finished. Maybe I was off. So I fought Trevor Burger later, and the timing was off a gear. I couldn't hit him, I couldn't get my knee shot. People who were nothing but sparring partners when I was on the top.
Right.
So I realized it's time to quit.
Time to shut it down.
Didn't you feel that as you got older?
Yes, I did. I can remember times when the ball was getting on me, and I figured, hey, that ball that I hit over the fence, I'm now fouling it off, swinging and missing it, so it's time to shut off. How do you feel about the Ali fights? What did they do for you as a fighter?
They made me money.
What do you think they did for your image as a fighter?
I would say that they well, that showed that I was knowledgeable. I could handle myself. I wouldn't quit. And that I become of age.
How did you feel about yourself? Tell me the difference about how you felt about Ken Norton, the fighter, before the fight, and then after you won the Ali fight.
The first one?
Yes.
Prior to the fight, I believed I would win. If you go into a fight and think you can't win, you've lost. So I believed I would. But after it became a reality, I was on cloud 12. 9 wasn't high enough.
Right.
But I was very elated.
Tell me about your fight with George.
He beat me up.
What was your strategy going into the fight, and how did it change during the fight?
Well, I didn't have time to change, but I went in during the fight. I was going to try to stay away a little bit and see what he was going to do. Pick my shots. Hopefully, we're going to the third and fourth round. Then I felt that George was a little tired. As you saw, I didn't go that far. I went in, got a couple of good shots, and that was it.
What about my fight, Kenny? How you felt going in there? I don't mean it. I just wanted to...
Well, the fight with you, Larry, number one.
You want to kill him.
You two never fought?
No. Thank God.
But it's strange because I do believe that Larry Holmes, for the time being, I think in the future, he's going to get his just dues. This guy was by far one of the greatest boxers of all time. He fought and kept the sport alive when we were all off the scene. He could do all the things that Muhammad Ali could do, and plus, he added a few other things to his repertoire.
He could do what I do?
Oh, he could move.
I couldn't do the shuffle.
He could really move.
So are you saying that you think that Larry Holmes was a better fighter than Muhammad Ali?
I think that Muhammad Ali would do other things than fight. He was a master. He was a master.
I just think that
in the man finish.
I just think Muhammad had a lot of
gladiator.
Ali did his way of his hand. You know?
No, Joe. Ali had the charisma.
Yeah, right.
Ali can pull a rabbit out of his hat. Yeah. Everybody thought it was funny.
I didn't see no damn rabbit came out that night. I fought it.
Yeah, I seen the rabbit come out of the hat.
No, I
the second fight and the third fight.
He held all night long.
But I think the rabbit came out of the hat. The rabbit came out of the hat.
But he beat you the second and the third fight.
No, he beat me one. He beat me that time.
He beat you the second and the third.
He didn't beat you.
He beat me that time.
He didn't beat you the second time?
Yeah. Whether he like it or not, the judges say
I don't
Ali won.
The second and the
We
third.
ain't take no more.
We had three fights.
I'm getting sick and tired of it.
Let's get it.
We had three fights, you know. He won 2 and I won 1. I'm ready to get over there.
Don't get it. Don't get it. I got a whole joke back. Whoa. Don't worry. This is peaceful, guys.
Okay, same thing.
No rematches.
No rematch again.
No rematches. No flashbacks.
I never heard boxers talk until I started. Now they all out talking to me.
They all got something to say now.
Yeah, that's right.
Muhammad, when you fought Sonny Liston, just before that, you said you were a little afraid of him.
Scared to death.
What were you thinking before the fight and then during the fight?
I was thinking what would happen if he hit me with his big fist. He had big fists and he hit real hard. And I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know if I could stand up and take it.
After the fight, you were ecstatic. You were jumping all over the place, telling the world you were the greatest. What were you really thinking and what were you ready for?
I was just so happy that this big, bad giant, that people had me ranked 8-1 underdog, that I proved them wrong. I was so happy that I won the fight. It was like a miracle. And I didn't really believe in myself. I was just happy. And all the writers and people, I was standing on the ropes, pointing down ringside. Didn't I tell you, didn't I tell you? I'm right or wrong, eat your words. And I had a field day.
You had a good time. Tell me about a gold medal.
When you mentioned about people not expecting Muhammad Ali to win that championship fight with Sonny Liston, a lot of people didn't know it, but this man was really an Olympic gold medalist, light heavyweight, of course. Meant a lot of confidence, a lot of victories. So there were a lot of people giving him that edge because of his quick hand. So it didn't surprise a lot of people to see him beat Sonny Liston. And when Joe Frazier's time came along, he was an Olympic champion. You get those two guys in the ring, two champions through and through for years. Joe Frazier was the one who dethrone him anyway. I thought Muhammad Ali was the greatest fighter of all time. Then I went to a closed circuit film. Some friend of mine took me to see Joe Frazier fight a kid by the name of Buster Mathis. And he made it look like big guy, being big didn't mean anything at all. So I started thinking maybe I shouldn't be a boxer right at that point. At this time I was already propelled into amateur fight. But this guy was a machine. He would eat you up. And by this time I won the gold medal. I thought I could become champion if Joe Frazier would have an accident or something.
He did.
He
did. He ran into him. Muhammad, winning the gold medal was something very special for you. But when you got home, it became something special in the opposite direction, or something very uncomfortable. Tell me about your experience of winning a gold medal.
At that time, integration wasn't popular. Blacks still couldn't eat in restaurants downtown. And one day, I had a medal on. I said, I'm going to go in there and see if I can eat.
With your medal on?
Yeah. I went in and said, order a cheeseburger. The man said, we don't serve Negroes. I said, I don't eat meat, just give me a cheeseburger. They put me out of the restaurant, and I felt so bad. I went to the bridge, Ohio River, and threw the medal off.
You threw it in the river? What did you say to yourself then? Did you want to become something special in the professional ranks? Did you want to prove to the world something? What was your mission? What were your thoughts then?
My thoughts was, I'm an Olympic champion from Louisville, Kentucky, and cannot eat.
Where you want to. Can't eat in your own hometown.
And Herbert Sawyer threw the medal away. Then I turned pro and won the title.
Do you have any regrets that you threw your medal away?
I wish I had it now.
Wish you had it now.
It was a great moment for me to be there. I didn't think I'd even get there. Then to win the gold medal, stand on that platform, other nations on the second platform and third platform, and they're playing the national anthem. It's the most dynamic feeling that you could ever get in sport.
Did you feel as though winning a gold medal would propel you into the professional ranks?
After I won a gold medal, I had no intentions of ever becoming a professional boxer.
Is that right?
I was intending to quit boxing, go about my business.
What made you stay in boxing?
People started telling me, oh, George, you can become champion of the world, you can become rich. Yeah.
M-O-N-E-Y.
And then they started mentioning the money part of it. That really pushed me.
Same thing.
But
you knew you'd run into Joe, and he'd be
I
easy.
kept,
He'd
like
be
I
easy.
said,
Joe, tell me about your plan on the first George Foreman Frazier fight.
Well, a lot of people probably thought that maybe I played George a little cheap, but it was hot. There's no doubt about that. It was almost as hot as Manila. And I laid off a couple of days, tried to get my strength back and get my ideas of what I was supposed to be doing. But the night of the fight, when George dropped me in the second round, I was thinking that probably was a little slip. And the first time I went down, I got up the second time, I went down again. I looked behind me, see if anybody had any grease on the floor. I went down again the third time. Now this is unbelievable. Hazel man went down 7 times. It was 7 or 8 times. 7.
I can't remember.
Look at the film. 7 times, and George, I think it was the 5th time, George was saying, boom, and I went down, was trying to get away from it, running the rope again. And 6th time he said, when the hell are you gonna stay down, man? I'm tired of knocking you down. He said, when you gonna stay down? I'm tired of knocking you down. And the 8th time, they come and got me.
I want to ask you this question.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, when he was forced to retire, when he was put in exile,
I had nothing to do with
was
it.
during his best years. Okay, he fought you after being off for 3-4 years.
That's what they say, but he wasn't off.
When he came back, he had time off. If he would have been fighting that time, he'd
give
have
him
been a
chance-
better fighter.
I give him a chance to get 2 or 3 fights.
You think he would have handled you easier then?
No, it wasn't no handling to do. It was something different altogether. He proclaimed that he was one of God's men.
You crazy?
Yeah, same thing.
You crazy?
Same thing. He proclaimed that he was one of God's men. I said, we gonna see who God loved better than life.
You know what I see? I see this between Ali and Frazier. I don't see the fights changing, the same type.
So you think the outcomes would have been the same, or the fighters
If he
would
had
have
had
been
the same manager, no doubt, because he brought Joe Frazier perfectly along with the right fighters. So if they had met in the prime and he had the problem,
same thing.
Same results. I don't think anything would have changed.
If he'd have trained for 6 weeks when the fighters are supposed to train, Ali might have been much greater than he were. But we can't judge that. But while I was there,
Muhammad?
he trained last 2 weeks. When I was in the vanilla, in Africa,
Sit over there like you don't know
he
what
only
we talking
trained for the
about.
last 2 weeks.
You know what we talking about.
You believe that? You believe that? They're saying you only trained 2-3 weeks for each
what
fight,
you been doing?
and Larry was your sparring partner.
He trained, Reggie. That's what I'm saying. He
Yeah, what you
trained,
been doing?
But he wasn't training.
What you been doing?
That's his opinion.
That's his opinion.
Well, let's hear your opinion after that.
You trained, I'm saying you trained real hard for 2 weeks.
Mama, let's
You
have
were there for 8 weeks or 10 weeks, but you didn't train like you should have trained.
I'm tired of all this stuff.
So just knock me out.
Give me your opinion.
Listen, I've been knocked out
Speak for
before.
yourself. What you been doing all the other weeks for?
What you talking about, bro?
Give the man your opinion.
What are you talking about? No, hey, don't fight it. Peace. I got it. This man, he's too big for me to be holding.
I'm serious.
Don't worry about it, I got it.
I know, I got it. Wait, come on, Ali.
I got it.
Somebody help me with this guy.
I think we know.
I can't hold him anyway. He's strong.
When you fighting
This old man is strong.
He's always
I'm sorry, I'm not joking.
What happened? Larry's not joking.
This old man is strong.
Larry said he been taking some time off, you know.
During your prime, Larry, okay, when you were the best you could possibly be, okay, do you think you could have handled Muhammad in his prime?
Oh, yeah, I'd have tore him up. I
do you
could
think
tear
of that?
Muhammad up.
I like that.
No, you don't really. The reason why, Reggie.
You see, he doesn't believe that.
But
He's already
because, you know,
fallen asleep on that.
No, because I knew. Well, I was a sparring partner for Muhammad in 1971. And I could work good with him without the experience that I had. I was able to block his left jab with this hand and counter him with a right at the same time. Now, that was fast.
What you do about that question? Get the boxing experts. I mean, the experts.
No. Don't get the boxing experts. Me and you are better experts than
Me in
them.
my prime,
Joe Louis couldn't beat me.
Joe Louis couldn't beat me either.
Jack Johnson couldn't beat me.
Jack Johnson couldn't beat me either.
Marciano couldn't
I don't believe it. Couldn't beat me
Jack
either.
Johnson. Is he here?
No.
All the boxers. Jack Johnson.
I could beat all those guys in my prime.
The boxers.
If they would take the book instead of me as my career goes, I would have to be the greatest of all time. I could beat Muhammad Ali. I could have beat Joe Frazier. I could beat Marciano. I could have been Joe Louis. Only one I would have problems with is Jack Johnson.
You were a champion, and you'll be a champion forever. How do you feel about that?
For 7.5 years, I was heavyweight champion. It's been a great opportunity for me to be with George Foreman, Kenny Norton, Joe Frazier, and you, Reggie, and of course, Muhammad Ali.
George, you're a champion. How does it feel to be a champion forever?
Well, it's strange. I was heavyweight champion of the world, but until I lost the title to Muhammad Ali, people didn't start to, it was then that they started to call me champ. So I felt like a champion forever, ever since I lost the title.
Ken Norton, a champion? How does it feel to be a champion forever?
People like Ali, Foreman, Frazier, and what's your name? and Larry. It's a big plus. And it moves you inside to a plateau you can't really come to. You can't explain. And then life in general, it makes you try to accomplish more. I had a pretty bad accident lately. I think that by being involved in boxing, or getting it down and getting back up, it teaches you that life is a struggle. In life, you have to get on to get back up. And I've learned that, and with that knowledge, plus the help of the men upstairs, I feel I can do anything, and we can do anything.
Champ? Joe Frazier?
I'm just here.
How does it feel to be a champion forever?
I feel like God has been good to all of us. Not only a champion, God has been good to all men. Amen.
Thank you. And champ, I'd have to say that speaking for the whole world, that you'll always be a champion in all of our lives and one for us to look to.
I appreciate the name champion forever, but I realize nobody can be a champion forever. We have a certain time to reign, and then there comes the end. We might be in the history books forever, but nobody can be a champion forever. If I'm the champion forever, and he's the champion, there can't be but one champion at a time. And we all can't be champions forever. We can fight and make a record and then do all we can to live up to that image. So I'm just happy for the time that I have. I did the best in my time. Jolos did the best in his time. Marciano's best in his time. And we all can be the best in our time. And I was the best in my time. That's how I look at it. So I'm happy. I'm happy that it will be in history that I was the best in my time.
I think we all have had an opportunity to take a look at men who were the best in their times. I want to thank all these men for allowing us to have an inside, up close, and personal look at 5 champions that we all will agree are champions forever.
Okay, so man, may God love you.
The story of pain and glory. Now when see. Champions forever, fighters for life, caught in the battle with the will to survive. Champions forever, legends in time. You give inspiration to this heart of mine. Heroes, you are my heroes, and you are everything I would like to be. Can't you see? Forever I will remember your arms held up so high, reaching for the sky, to the sky. Champions forever, fighters for life, caught in the battle with the will to survive. Champions forever, legends in time. You give inspiration to this heart of mine.
It's fair. See, so Tyson stick move. Fat, look at him. Can't see the man. And when I say go, you just want to hit you 10 times.
Okay.
Ready? Wait till I say go. Go.
1, 2.
Want to see it again?
I could beat all those guys in my prime.
The boxing.
If they would take the book and study me as my career go, I would have to be the greatest of all time.
I never heard boxers talk until I started. Now they all out talking to me.
The job of a champion is to get the championship. Make as much money as you can without risking it, your title. Mike Tyson is the champion. Now he's going to try to make as much money as he can without risking the title or being hurt. I could be champion of the world right now if I'm given the opportunity. The only thing that's stopping me now is the opportunity. George Foreman is ready. All I need to do is drink my milk and run down the street and I'm ready.
Wait till I come back. Watch this. I'm going to destroy Mike Tyson. I tried to retire, tried to be cool, but I had to come back. I have to come back. I'm going to show the world that I'm the miracle man. And the miracle don't have to have it. I'm so big, I got so many followers in the world. If America wasn't on the map, I still got millions of followers and friends and brothers. So I'm going to take you back to Africa, to our homeland, Kong. And Kong, there we'll have the showdown. So I'll see you soon. If we can't get it right here, we can go on the moon.
Are we shooting now or are we just talking?
We're just talking.
Are we shooting?
We may be shooting.
Hey, man.
If we were shooting.
No. I must know up front.
You get nervous about...
I don't get nervous. I want to know up front, Leroy.
He beat me one, he beat me that time.
He beat you a second in the third.
He didn't beat you He beat me that time.
He didn't beat you the second time?
That time. Whether he like it or not, the judges say he
I don't know
won.
The second and the
We
third.
ain't take no more. We had three fights.
I'm getting sick and tired of it.
Let's get it.
We had 3 fights, you know. He won 2 and won 1. I won 1.
One.
I'm ready to get over there.
Don't get it. Don't get it. I got it. I got a whole joke back. Whoa.